Hello, this is Saturn Studios, finally here with part 3 of the model horse painting tutorial. In this part, the painting finally starts. Your horse is primed and ready to go, you have your supplies, and you're ready to start. But first you have to decide where you're going to hold your horse from, because with pastel dust, if your finger oils touch the dust, it forms a big, dark, oily spot. This was the first horse I ever pasteled, and that's what happened to him. There's a big, dark spot on his leg from my fingers. So you don't want that to happen. So find a place from on your horse to hold it from. I usually hold it from the tail, or if your horse has a really little tail, hold it from the leg. Or you could also wear a glove like this, so that your fingers don't touch the horse at all. Another thing to also have is a mask like this, or a dust mask, to prevent the pastel dust from getting in your lungs. Now, it is also a really good idea to have your reference handy, so you can see like the colors like right next to you. I work from my computer, it's like right next to my desk, so that helps, but if you don't, print out your reference, have your books right next to you, and have something to work from, otherwise your color won't come out realistic. This is the color that this model is going to be, pretty much, so he's just going to serve as my reference here. Put him right there. Now, with your pastels, you don't just get the stick and scribble it on the horse. You have to shave it into dust. So, get a scissor or an X-Acto knife or something sharp and make a little pile of dust to use. Your first color should be the lightest color on your horse. This horse is going to be bay, so see the lightest area is like right here. So your first color is the lightest because you can't go dark, or you can't go lighter once you've gone dark. You can actually make your first layer painted with airbrush or even just by brush, but I like my pasteling, so I pastel the whole thing. So you have your dust, make sure there aren't any chunks, get it on the brush, and then just start brushing it on. You can also use Q-tips, which do the same, or these makeup applicants, and just start going over the entire horse with this color. This starts taking a while. The first few layers are hardly noticeable, and it basically just looks like nothing. But after like at least 3 layers, you start seeing some color, and it's pretty noticeable. So just keep going over your horse. And make sure that there's not like dust, it's like dusted off, see, like that, so that there's no big chunks of dust, and so then it's nice and smooth. And you'll probably end up having to make more of your color. And just keep dusting until your whole horse is covered in the first layer. And here's a close-up of the dust being applied. Now, when you're done with your first layer, you have to spray it. So shake your spray, and basically spray it the same way you do the primer. Hold it by the tail with a glove and shake it, and then just do short strokes. And do the entire horse so that the pastels will stick for the next layer. That's basically what you do between every layer of pastels that you do. As you can see, this first layer is like hardly anything. It's just basically a cream color. And you have a long way to go before you even reach the lightest color on this horse. So for my second layer, I usually just do the same thing as I did for the first. Maybe using a darker yellow than the first one. And so then I basically just repeat the steps. When you go into like the ears and the nostrils and other small crevices, really make sure to get out the dust, because if you don't, it'll be really dark and built up there, and you don't want that. So really try to get it out. I'm about to start the third layer now. He's now a really creamy yellowy color, and still a lot far from the lightest color here. So I'm going to start mixing this sort of tannish chestnut color in with my yellow to darken him up. Okay, so I mix the pastels together and I get a light orangey color. When starting to do darker, always start at the very top and slowly work your way down. And follow your reference, because you can see the horse is lighter here, so sort of avoid those areas when you go here. See, I'm still going darker up here and trying to keep this a bit lighter. I'll probably end up darkening this anyway, but for now I'm keeping it light because once you go dark you can't go light again, so I can go darker over it later once if it looks like it needs it. See, just go darker. I'm about to start layer 4, and now he's kind of a creamy orangey yellow. So I'm going to try darkening again and getting this color right here straight without any yellow. Once again, start at the top line and slowly work the color down. I'm now going to start layer 5, and as you can see, he definitely has color now. It's very prominent. He looks sort of palomino-ish, but still, he's got a long way to go before he's this brown. So I'm going to take that same color I used before, but instead mix it with some of this brown color. So then it'll probably get darker after that. I'm now taking my orangish light brown, and I'm going to keep doing what I've been doing. Starting along the top of his shoulders and back, and slowly bringing the color down, just leaving areas like around here and parts of his face lighter, and then darkening them later if they need to. I really like using the brush for blending and the Q-tips more for applying it, because the Q-tips you can smash the color in a bit more, and this, it sort of brushes it on and it's like blendy. During this layer I also like to start darkening parts of his body, like his legs and his muzzle. So I use this dark brown color in my pastel set, and I just start brushing it along his legs. And with every layer I'd start darkening even more and more until eventually, by the last time, they're the dark brown black color that you need. So, and that's the end of part 3. Your horse should now have color and show signs of shading. In part 4, we'll darken him up even more until he's a nice rich bay like this. Until then, have fun trying to pastel.